Hey everyone, welcome to our ankle and foot video in the extra section. Felix is here as an assistant today, so he might be walking in and out just giving me some cues where I need them. What we're going to focus on today is similar to the other one. Excuse me buddy, you have to come over here. Is just a couple of strategies to work on creating nice and supple feet and ankle. We know that we need to spend a bit of time in bare feet, and we need to ensure that we can get our toes separated and moving, and all the functionality and softness under the foot and strength in the arches is vitally important to our stability through the ankle, and therefore how that functions up the chain. So we're going to do a little bit of work on one foot at a time. Yeah, he enjoys it. So all I want you to do to start is just start by grabbing your toes and just move them around. So just pull them apart, and you can see in this camera here on the side here, we just move them in and around and just try and separate them a bit. And then move to the next couple and just pulling them apart, and just a bit of sort of manipulation on trying to get some movement through those toes. They can get jammed up and stuck in one position if you're in the same sort of shoes all day. And we need to be able to create a bit of space between them. They're not meant to, like our hands don't look like a fist, so our toes aren't meant to look all like that. They're supposed to be separated as well. So we just move them around a little. Excuse me mate, you're in the frame there. Okay, in, get out of the way. In and out, up and down, that's good. So moving around. This is what you might have to contend with at home. So we may as well contend with it in the video. Get out of the way, that one. Okay, from there, Mummy's just going to take him out of the way. What I want you to do is I want you to interlock your fingers in between your toes. So see if you can get your fingers, it's quite tough in between those toes. Grab a hold and then just do a little bit of rotation. So now we're just sort of rotating at this sort of metatarsal level, because the foot's supposed to be mobile and flexible and strong and rigid all at the same time. It shouldn't just be like a big block of wood on the end of our leg. It needs to react to all the different forces in the ground underneath it. Rotating around a bit. And now let's go a little bit more globally. Grab the foot and try and rotate the foot as much as you can. Might help to take it off the ground here. Move it around and get a bit of movement through it. And just take it through a couple of ranges there. Then the next one, from there we're going to work on a little bit of plantar flexion. So I want you to bring your toe down into the floor, if you can. Lean back if you need to. You come over this side. And then from there, bring your knee up and down. Up and down as far as you can. We're just trying to work this range of motion in this ankle here as much as we can. Let's see yours. Oh, that's very good. Very good range. Up and down. Keep working through that. It can be quite painful, but it should be not like injury pain. More sort of stretch pain is okay. And then the next one from there, in terms of dorsiflexion, we actually need to be able to come up onto the opposite knee, the opposite foot, and bring that toe down like this. So if you can see, we'll show you on this camera. So down and back. And now we're going into as much sort of dorsiflexion as we can on this foot. So bring the toe towards the shin, in and out, forward and back. Just putting a bit of weight through it now. So we're working that end range, dorsiflexion, also that flexion through the toes, which is really important for us to be able to come forward. Okay, now before we come up and work on one leg, we're going to go through the same process on the other one. So let's just start by separating the toes. And now, separate the toes, in and out. It's a full family affair here today. But, got to make hay while the sun shines. Change. And then up to the big toe. Move them around, separate them. We've got these attachments that come down underneath the foot. They come, like, you know, some of them come from, like the ligaments and the muscles come from all the way up around the shin, all the way down around underneath the heel and into the front of the foot here. So, you know, if we lose mobility and sort of flexibility and stability around the toes, that can affect us all the way up. So this stuff is actually really important. So, you know, sitting in front of the TV, I'm just going to get my feet out and start playing around with my toes. Let's interlock the fingers between the toes and then get a bit of rotation. Just move them around. And then we'll go along the foot, the whole foot, rotate and back the other way. Rotate. Let's get a bit of movement in there. Okay, dorsiflexion on this side, toe down, and then, you know, if you were up in this, from this angle here, it's really hard to lift your leg. Some people can do it, those who've got extreme hip mobility, ankle mobility. I have to lean back a little bit and just come up and down. I'm just bringing my toe back and down. Okay, and then coming up, let's get that toe down, and you can either do it from sort of this position here, or as I did before, you can come into a kneeling position and just sit back on it and work that dorsiflexion back and forward. A little bit more. Okay, now I'm just going to move up. I'll change the camera angle and I'll just go through that last little bit. Okay, so after you've done some manipulation and flexibility work on your ankles and your toes, we need to sort of pattern that in. And so we need to teach, the brain needs to work with the body on expressing its new range and understanding what it's capable of doing. So a good way of doing that with the feet is just by going into a single leg calf raise. So if you put one foot down and come up, down, so you got yogurt all over your face.
Big ball.
Yeah, that's a big ball. I'm just going to step in. You're going to step on this side of me so we can see. All right, and we push up, down, nice and slow. Up, and so we're just sort of testing those fibers around the ankle. What's even better is if you've got a step that you can stand on, you can actually do it where you come into more dorsiflexion and step right up and down the stretch. Step right up and down. Then change legs, up, down nice and slow, down nice and slow. Keep working through 8 sort of 10 repetitions each side. So a little bit of work you can do at home to improve your ankle and foot function. Also helps with your whole sort of lower body stability system. Thanks Felix for all your help. See you in the next video.